Kyle and I are about to leave. In the front seat, I have my computer because I'm working on my Substack and I'm feeling, sometimes I get this way with writing. Sometimes writing is like a chore, and other times it's an obsession and I feel like I can't put it down. And right now, what I'm writing feels like a pinnacle or a cliff or something. And I'm like, oh, I need to scratch the itch. I've just mixed so many metaphors. I need to get it out. I just need to get it out. Oh, hey, Kyle. You look cute. Thanks for filling up our gas tank. I spy with my little eye Los Angeles. And traffic. One of my secret talents is finding awesome boutique hotels, and I found this really great one in Malibu called Surfrider, and we're about to pull in.
Pour one out for the homies.
Wave. I am so pleased with myself. This hotel is even better than the photos. It was a little oasis in the sky. I felt like we were the only people staying at the hotel. I think there were a couple of other couples there, but not really. And that rooftop is only for guests of the hotel. And because there was hardly anyone staying there, it felt like we had a private little ocean view roof deck. It was incredible. Merrick, the bartender, greatest bartender in the world, loved him very much. Miss you, Merrick. The rooms are really tiny, but they smell delicious. They have fluffy, comfy beds. And it doesn't really bother me when the room's small because I'm small. What do I need room for? Look at this bar. Oh, best place in the world. Kyle went off for a surf, and now I'm going to try to write some more. And I think I'm going to read it to you, even though it's still in draft form, so no judgment. And when you check my Substack later, it might be totally different. But for now, here's where I'm at. I don't have a title yet because I do that at the end, and I'm not done yet. But it starts something like this. My mind is a stew of misremembered memories. Chunks of meat and vegetables, globules of oil and cream, twisted noodles and floating herbs marinate in a spicy broth. The flavor is comfortingly familiar and disturbingly insular. No one will ever experience this particular taste. The recipe belongs to me, even though many, many other people and experiences contributed to its creation. Every once in a while, something seminal happens that changes the flavor of the whole soup. The shift can be immediate, like my first heartbreak, reading Sophie's World by Justine Gardner, or moving to Paris. Other times, the change simmers over time, like learning how to write, meeting my husband, or Mr. Murdoch's 7th grade American literature class. More often, life is lived, even lived majestically, and then forgotten. How many times have I told myself, this moment will be important, remember this, only for it to slide unnoticed through the sieve of my conscious mind? Most of my experiences are lost to the great black ether without time or space to contain their trace. On occasion, when the guard of my consciousness is off duty, I am visited in a dream by a forgotten memory. Is it even mine? Or has a wisp of someone else's lost time spilt into my mind? The Uber driver circled around our destination a few times before giving up and letting us out of the car. Were we in the right place? We had traveled to Mexico City to, amongst other things, slam mezcalitas and tour Casa Louis Barragan. We arrived at the unmarked entrance of Louis's former home at 11 a.m., just in time for the start of our tour. Haley, our tour guide Geraldo, appeared as if from behind a bush. He was shorter and more human than his photo implied. In his eyes, I felt I recognized something of myself, an earnestness sharpened by cheekiness. I liked him immediately. In a small garden to the side of the house, Geraldo told our tour group about Louis Barragan. If you are interested in a factual retelling of Louis's life, may I recommend a biography. The rest of this article has not been fact-checked. I have faith in Geraldo's wisdom. He devoted much of his young life to the study of Louis Barragan. However, my memory of Geraldo's descriptions is likely flawed. I am more interested in retelling my sense of a memory than writing a biography on the Mexican architect, because I think this tour may turn out to be one of those experiences that fundamentally change the flavor of my soup. Okay, I've written a little bit more, but I'm going to leave you on that cliffhanger. because Kyle's back from surfing. He's recounting to me the differences in the surf culture between Malibu and San Diego. I shall not recount that for you here, but if you have questions, I'm sure I'd be happy to answer them for you. Now we're back to drinking, and we're gonna have a delicious sushi for dinner. This is my outfit. We are mixing patterns and dressing very comfortably. And we begin day one. This is my outfit because it is sweltering in Los Angeles, and this is just a little cotton dress that hardly even covers my bum, but it's very, very comfortable. And we're gonna be walking around LA all day, antiquing, because that is the purpose of the trip. In order to get there, Kyle is taking his boobaroo for a stroll. It's actually called Topanga. We call the Subaru Topanga. And we're also taking Topanga on the canyons in Topanga, so it's really fitting. He is having so much fun. Actually, I was having fun too. I like being a passenger princess, especially when the view is this beautiful. I've mapped out 3 different antique stores I want to go to, and then a few vintage clothing stores in between. And spoiler alert, antiquing in LA is not like antiquing in San Diego. All of the stuff was so expensive. I'm sure that if I went to one of the antique warehouses in Pasadena, I could have gotten deals, but that was kind of outside of the map of where we were trying to go. So we went to places that were more in LA proper. And oh my gosh, I couldn't find anything for less than $1,000. And one of my daddy Warbucks. So anyway, yeah, the antiquing part was kind of a fail, but it was beautiful and fun. And I had a great time. I did get some vintage t-shirts, including a vintage David Bowie t-shirt that I'm going to love and have forever, and a fun little bandana that I wear later in this video. But I didn't get to buy any homewares, which is what we went on the trip for. And that's kind of a bummer. But I think now when I go antiquing in San Diego, I'll just be very grateful for the prices and for the fact that I can actually afford to go antiquing in San Diego. This is all footage from Counter Spaces, which is an incredible store. It had some of the best collection of antique home goods that I have ever seen. I asked the man who worked there how much this particular lamp cost, and he said it was $2,800 with a straight face. And then I tried to smile politely back at him like that was a reasonable thing to say. After we returned from a long day of shopping around, I came to the library in the Surfrider Hotel to read and write a little bit more. The ambiance in this room was flawless. I don't know what kind of light bulbs they use, but it was the perfect shade of light. The temperature, there was a light breeze coming in from the outside. There was very low, very relaxing music. Everything about it was idyllic. I could have stayed in there all day, and I stayed in there until like 7:30 or 8. As a human being, I'm kind of high-strung, and I have a hard time relaxing, and it's something that I'm actively working on. TLDR, I feel like my upbringing was very disciplined and hardworking and all about education, and anyway, I just am not very good at being relaxed, and even in the books that I read and the way that I conduct my quote-unquote free time, I'm always thinking analytically or ruminating intensely over a subject, and I really just need to learn how to take a giant chill pill, and being in this room felt like a lesson in how to relax. I stop at one point reading this book that I'm reading about Franz Marc, the Der Blue Rider painter. I always say that wrong. Ugh. But yeah, I just stopped reading it and I decide, what if I try to practice that old relaxing thing? And I found a coffee table book on this fun shelf of boutique hotels all around the world. And I start going through it and just listening to the music and appreciating the breeze. And I had the best time. I got trapped up in this room all evening.
Still your birthday.
You look so handsome. Come in. Dinner's over and I'm a little tipsy. You can still see the cocktail in my hand as I close the curtains. Good morning. Tragically, we have to check out today, but not before we've had some coffee and breakfast and gone to the beach. I noticed that when I was upstairs. There's like nothing out there. It's flat as can be. I am so impressed by how long you lasted out there, given how cold it is.
Not bad.
It's freezing! Of course I did. I put my little toesies in and I said, sir, no thank you.
Let me see the ones you caught.
BRB.
Can you take a look at our rain?
Sure.